How is it possible that Africa, a continent importing $40 billion worth of food each year, also holds the majority of the world's uncultivated fertile land? One country stopped asking and started acting. Burkina Faso didn't wait for foreign aid or charity. Instead, it put tools in the hands of 8,000 young people, gave them 4,000 hectares of land, and said, "Build the future from the ground up." This isn't just a farming program. It's a youth-led revolution, spearheaded by President Ibrahim Traoré, and it's reshaping the future of Africa. Burkina Faso stood at a breaking point, torn by years of conflict, extremist threats, internal displacement, and a deepening food crisis. The numbers were staggering. 2 million people displaced, 1 in 4 facing acute food insecurity. Despite 9 million hectares of arable land, much of it sat unused. Farmers were aging, infrastructure was crumbling, and thousands of youth were fleeing rural areas, or the country altogether. President Traoré made a choice: invest in youth, invest in the land. A $200 million national initiative was launched, the Presidential Initiative for Agricultural Production and Food Self-Sufficiency, IP3A. Its mission: train 8,000 young people, restore food security, build self-reliance from within. It's not about aid, it's about agency and the dignity of doing. It began in March 2025. 2,000 young Burkinabe, selected from all 13 regions, gathered for intensive training. They learned everything from organic farming, beekeeping, poultry and fish farming, composting and irrigation, to digital marketing and agri-entrepreneurship. They weren't just taught how to farm, they were taught how to lead, form cooperatives, and run agriculture like a business. As President Traoré said, "We're not just planting crops, we're planting the seeds of national renewal." Each graduate returns home with a 12.5 hectare plot, real land, real goals. They receive seeds, fertilizers, tools, and access to farming machinery. They're connected with mentors, advisors, and support services, not just to farm, but to grow local economies and feed their communities. Their mission: hire local labor supply, local markets, cut reliance on imported food. These aren't just farmers, they're agripreneurs, and they're changing the narrative. Already, early harvests are showing promise. Trainees are producing maize, sorghum, and vegetables using organic methods. Yields are up 17%, fertilizer costs are down, and nearby farmers are asking to join. Communities are noticing. Farming is no longer seen as a last resort, but a career of choice. Parents are encouraging kids to stay, not leave. And with mobile apps, microloans, and online marketing, agriculture is becoming digital, scalable, and profitable. The second recruitment wave is already underway, aiming for 8,000 youth by the end of 2025. New training hubs are planned, especially in the north and east. The government is developing value chains, processing facilities, and export channels. Tech will play a key role too, from mobile weather alerts to national platforms that monitor yields, link farmers to markets, and reduce post-harvest loss. This is infrastructure for the future, and young people are building it. Africa holds 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land, and yet imports billions in food. Why? Because for too long, agriculture has been underfunded and undervalued. Burkina Faso's model breaks that cycle by turning agriculture into a movement. If just a fraction of Africa's 420 million young people got the same chance, imagine the scale of transformation. Economies revived, food secured, migration reduced. This is more than policy, It's a blueprint for the continent. The path ahead is hard. There are challenges, from insecurity to climate threats. But the energy of Burkina Faso's youth is unmistakable. They wake before dawn. They juggle family, work, and training. They aren't just farming crops, they're farming hope. As one trainee said, "We are building a future where young Burkinabe can thrive without leaving our land or our country." The transformation is real, and it's only just begun. If you believe in this story, share this video, drop a comment to support these young changemakers, subscribe for more powerful stories from across Africa, because Africa doesn't need to be saved, she just needs to be seen. And in the fields of Burkina Faso, her future is growing, one seed at a time.